I would like to have 2 kids so that they could be 2 different people that I get to see, witness, and grow up and nurture and love on, and just like be a person that gets to care for them to the end of time.
Yeah.
But I also want to be a jam-aw. So that means I have to have kids so they can have kids, so I can be a jam-aw to somebody. Hello everyone, welcome back to Queeries Pod. My name is Slayde, and I'm joined today by the lovely...
Hey, I'm Ty. It's great to see y'all again. Well, I can't see you, but it's great to be on mic again.
Be seen by you.
Yeah, there you go.
And today's episode is just going to be titled Just the Two of Us. Ty and I are going to be discussing our relationship, which y'all already know plenty about, but we're going to take it from a different perspective and just enjoy today, enjoy who we are together and separate, and the whole that we make together.
So we usually have had a different sort of like layout to our hosting. So Dylan is usually here with us. They are going to be sort of taking on a different role in NEL Productions moving forward, sort of behind the scenes and sort of kind of forging their own path in content creation, and we're going to be there supporting. So excited to see what they got in store there. But yeah. So far, Queeries has been a big mix of a lot of awesome voices, and I think that you've been kind of at the forefront of that. So I think that, I think that Queeries definitely has become something that you and I have poured a lot into, and it's been really cool kind of seeing what form it's taken over time.
Yeah.
And you guys have also been a huge part of that. Just supporting the pod has been huge. It's been awesome to see just kind of the engagement that we've received already. Not even a dozen episodes into this.
Yeah. And to have people reaching out to us within the first 5 episodes to guest on here was really cool. And our first person who did that was Chris, who we had on episode 7, where we talked about period poverty and stuff like that. And that was one of my favorite episodes, and I know we've only done 10. Number 11 is happening right now. It was so cool to just be able to bring someone on with so much energy that was like ready to go and just like popping off with like the funny one-liners, and she was all in on making sure that we were having Kiki have a good time. And yeah, shout out to Chris at the monthly. She's a baddie, and we've continued to stay in touch after she was on, as I have with the other guests that have been on, because we're usually friends already. But Chris was one of those situations where we didn't know her going into it. We met her for good old Empire slice of pizza and got to have a little chit chat. Yeah, I just had such a great time with Chris, and I've had such a great time with all of our guests, and just like being able to share this kind of platform. And this isn't that much. Like, we're not doing anything crazy. We're just putting our voices on the internet.
Yeah.
And that's it. We're hoping somebody listens to it and goes, oh my gosh, they sound entertaining. Or, oh my gosh, what they just said helped. I do think I want to go forward in this perspective of like having that mission of like helping or impacting other people in such a positive way. And I think that this podcast has already got the momentum to be doing that and has been doing that. But I think NEL Productions overall, that's the goal with it, is to be able to provide a place for impact to land, honestly.
Yeah.
Chris helped me with that vessel analogy and helping me understand that my mission as a person is to be a vessel for other people and to allow them to be here with me and like bask in my support, so then I can say, okay, I've taught you everything I know, I've done everything I can. How can I either help you in this next step, or like you're going to go for it and I'm just going to be here in case you need me.
Yeah, and to that point, I mean, that's kind of why, you and I both talked about the importance of keeping NEL Productions like a growing thing that is supporting the community and like uplifting voices however we can. That's sort of why Dylan isn't joining us today, is because he's sort of forging his own path in his content creation and doing what they want to do with sort of new experimental content. And I think it's going to be really cool to see Queeries has been a really cool, just little intimate project that I think especially you have taken a lot of cool creative leaps on, and it's just been great to see you growing as a content creator and as a producer and getting more confident in your voice. It's been really cool to see.
Well, thank you. It's definitely been a struggle at times to actually use my voice properly and successfully, I would say.
I mean, that's a learning process, you know, and
Yeah.
for someone who's new to the community advocacy as far as like putting your own face to it. I mean, I know that you have a lot of experience kind of in that marketing realm already, so you know how to be the face of a company or of a brand. But to do that for your community or being willing to
Do it unpaid.
do it on and then also just like the internet's the internet, so like we're putting a little bit of a target up, you know.
Yeah, and hey, someone could come knock at our door someday and it not be someone positive looking for us, right? Like we're putting our faces out there, our voices out there in opposition to the forces that are pushing against us heavily.
Truly.
And I have no problem with that. I think that that's how I'm giving back to my country. Like I was raised on the idea of I have to serve my country in a way. Military family, military brat, you know. So that was originally like going into the military. Found out at 12 years old that was not for me. Told my dad at 12, not for me. This is not going to be it, but I'll find a different way. And I told him that. And that was doing SANE advocacy for survivors of sexual assault. That was doing in-home services for at-risk youth and family. That is doing this podcast for the community locally here in Oklahoma City that needs that extra boost of support and that extra spotlight because we're booming here in our drag and our art and everything we're having our own little renaissance in Oklahoma City right now. But because we're surrounded by this quote unquote red state, it's pushing it away, you know, like we're standing up to those bulging doors trying to hold them from bursting.
Yeah. And I've already seen a bit of the exodus from OKC. I think that people are trying to get out. And I can't blame them because, you know, we live in a state of like high persecution.
Yeah.
So it's very understandable that people will want to get the hell out of Dodge if they have the resources.
Yeah.
I come up against that sort of internal conflict myself a lot of do you stay and fight or do you get yourself and your loved ones to a safe place? It's a tough rock and a hard place to be in, but I think the people that are here and are making things happen and are being the resistance, that's something really to admire. And it's not for nothing. Like you said, like we're seeing the face of OKC, the face of our culture evolving as a result, in spite of the bigots and the naysayers, in spite of people who are pushing back.
Yeah.
So I think that, like you said, I mean, to kind of sink our teeth into that aspect of our city's culture and be advocates for it, even if that's not as personally rewarding as one might hope, you know, it's just such important work that I couldn't imagine myself doing anything else.
Yeah. And I've talked to several people about kind of how I've always done jobs.
Yeah.
And whenever I was in college, and right after I graduated and stuff, I had 2 jobs where I was doing the SANE advocacy and I was a Starbucks barista. Yay. What a time. But what I had in my mind and what I always told myself is Starbucks was my job for money. And then the SANE advocacy was my job for purpose. Like I fully did that with the purpose of doing it to help other people, not to bring home the bacon. Like that wasn't the purpose. Like I think that that's what this podcast has turned into for me. Like this is my piece of purpose. Like this feels correct. This feels like what I need to be doing. I don't know if every single day this feels correct for me because there are definitely days where my depression tells me that I shouldn't be doing anything in the public eye because no one's going to like it. Of course, we replace negative thoughts with positive ones and go about my own damn business and tell her to shut up because I don't want her anymore up in there telling me what to do. But I mean, being unmedicated, like I have been recently, has been definitely a little different. And you've been extremely helpful in this process of like coming off of my medications, not having therapy. Like, I'm a mental health person who needs mental health support. And you said it the other day, like you didn't notice how my life actually was without those things until now. And boy, oh boy, has it been apparent to me since the get-go, but I'm feeling it in here, you know? For you to be able to see it outwardly and like actually notice it means that we have reached a level of intimacy where you're able to see those things about me, even if I'm actively masking, because I do. That's what I was raised to do. That's pretty much what everyone tells you to do all the time, is to mask. So I'm glad that we're in a place where I'm able to take that mask off and leave it at home.
Yeah, I'm getting to the point where I think I can read your emotions by the way the light changes in your eyes.
I don't see, and I have no idea what you mean by that. So I love that for you.
And I think that, I mean, once you get close enough with anybody, those like small physical shifts get really apparent. Even if someone's trying to hide, you know, whether it be like positivity or negativity. I think I can. Once you're with someone long enough, you can start to clock those little shifts.
Yeah, true. And I mean, that's the same for me to you. I could definitely tell when something's off or bothering you. And I mean, I call you my anchor for a specific reason. You are somebody who helps me balance myself out and feel grounded to this oddly shaped universe. Very odd. Some other things that we wanted to talk about today. We were just going to go through and answer some questions about us and our relationship and random things that, I don't know, people should know, I guess. For those of you who don't know, we have been together for almost 2 years. December 18th will mark our 2-year anniversary, which is really beautiful. I was just talking to our friend Peter today about a lot of those memories because I was looking through my phone, of course, looking at our pictures and seeing how cute you were back then and how cute you are now. I don't know. You just always put a smile on my face whenever I see a picture of you, or a video, or even an audio. I was watching this video the other day that was like, think of the first person in your mind that when you heard the word cute, or you think they're just the cutest little person ever. And I was like, okay, I already have my answer. And then the next part was like, if it's your partner, you have to try to pick someone else. And I said, well, damn, that's not fair. But they are the cutest person I know.
If our relationship had a flavor, what would it taste like?
Okay. Crazy thought. Blue raspberry.
Blue raspberry. Okay. What makes you land on that?
I don't know. It's a flavor I've been getting more into recently. And I think that it's one that I like. I forgot that I liked so much. And it makes me very happy. And you make me very happy. And blue's my favorite color. You're my favorite person. So a lot of things just align with blue raspberry. I wouldn't even say it's my favorite flavor of thing.
Okay.
But
what's another blue that you like?
Blueberry. I like blueberries. What about you? What flavor do you think our relationship is? What's our flavor, baby?
I was gonna say Neapolitan.
Okay, elaborate, please.
Yeah, I mean, I think that we're just both very multifaceted people with a lot of different positive qualities, but they all blend together really well. Especially when we're together, I think that, I think we still stand together as independent people, independent flavors.
Mm-hmm.
But
they're all great equally.
Yeah, but when you blend it together, it can create one new, even better flavor. Mm-hmm. I think that's who we are.
Great. Hey, I'll take that. The Neapolitan was my favorite ice cream when I was like 8, so
oh yeah,
loved that shit. I still eat it now. The ice cream cookie. What are they called?
Ice cream sandwich.
Yeah, ice cream sandwiches that I get are Neapolitan.
Mm.
I'd say, I mean, some of the queerest shit we've done has very much involved the cameras.
Yeah.
doing this is pretty fucking queer. I would say, I think just in general, us being polyamorous and having the kind of relationship that we do is one of the queerest things that we do together. So our entire relationship is extremely queer. I want to ask you what drew you to me, because which some people know and are aware that you were the one to tell me, or I found out that you liked me first.
You were just an immediately striking like presence and personality to me. I think that from the first conversation we had, I wanted to get to know more about you. You know, and also just the fact that you're immediately very warm and very like open and kind to people. I think that you make it very easy to befriend you and to like you are just very easily approachable and very charming. So that's what drew me in right away. So that's my answer.
Thank you, baby. That was all very sweet. I can definitely say that your sense of humor and just like the way that you exist in the world is amazing to me. And I'm very grateful that I get to exist with you, because I love seeing you thrive every day that you thrive, which is why I always try my best to make sure that you feel like you can do that, especially with me. You always made an effort to compliment me. Again, it sounds like a basic concept, but that was not something I was very used to. And anytime someone had complimented me in the past, it was usually from a friend basis. I don't know. You taught me so much at the very beginning of us talking and quote unquote dating, that whenever we actually like said that we were doing that, it felt so natural and so normal that I had no doubts. And I still like go through my day knowing that at the end of it, I get to see my beautiful partner who's going to make me smile and make me feel better.
Yeah.
Not make me feel better. America, don't get that construed that they make me do something. Your feelings are not determined by someone else. That is codependency. You help me feel better by existing around me. Do you remember any like early on things that we did together that every time you think back on, you smile about?
Definitely that camping trip that we took about a year ago. I know that's not like super early on, but that was a great bonding moment for sure. Just because that was one of the first times we took like a extended trip together.
Yeah. The only other one that we had done before that was the little weekend trip that you and I took.
Yeah, that was an Airbnb weekend in Tulsa.
With an old man.
It wasn't even a private house. It was some old man's house that he was renting out the bedroom.
Yeah, we got the bedroom and he made us breakfast. He was super sweet. He was some older veteran who was just like...
Yeah, Cotton Hill took great care of us.
Yeah, it was so nice. And then he had a hot tub. That was the day that I found out I had a fainting issue, though.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I was looking through pictures, and I literally had a picture of you in the hot tub. And then I was like, LOL, as soon as we got out of this hot tub, Mom almost ate it.
Yeah, y'all probably don't know this story. The first time that Slayde and I were in a hot tub together, when I stood up, you quickly got up to follow, but I think all the blood like left your head or something because you instantly doubled over.
Yeah, I had to go to the doctor and do cardiology stuff and go do stress tests and everything because of it, because I thought something was wrong with my heart and the way it was pumping blood. They said my heart is in great condition because I'm an athlete. They said I'm an athlete. The doctor said it, not me. I don't know. It could have been a reaction to something. Could have just been a quick temperature change. I think my regulation systems are off whenever it comes to temperature like that. So if I get really hot really fast or really cold really fast, or kind of stuck in that polarizing situation, my body just can't handle it and like shuts down. Because I remember pushing you away and saying, "Don't come over here. I want to die alone." I was like, "Let me deal with this by myself, please." Because I was just standing in the corner like bent over, head down, trying to do breathing exercises while also not crying and also not throwing up, because I literally felt like my whole body was just gonna like give out, but at the same time throw up. And I didn't want to throw up, not in front of you. This was literally our first time being away from everyone together. I also remember we had to sleep in separate beds when we were there.
That's right, there were 2 twin beds.
There were 2 twin beds in the room. We didn't even get to cuddle and like sleep together. Wow.
Yeah, so the camping trip was probably a more, that was a better chance at a more intimate trip.
Yeah, because we got to sleep together every night. We got to drive together. Y'all, I had never been turned on so much by this man across from me than when we were going through some mountain trails in my Subaru and he was driving.
Yeah, I don't know how that happened because I'm pretty much suck at driving in the city, so.
But I was also like, I'm putting my trust in you. I understand, like, you could do this. And I tried to coach you through some of the parts you weren't super sure about, but also like help make sure that I was communicating with you because you were driving my car. And you know how much I care about my car. And you drove on the side of the mountains with the gravel roads, which was also terrifying. It was a lot of teaching me to relinquish control. Or I don't know if I know the moment where you realized that you were in love or loved me. If you even remember that.
I don't think that it was like one moment that I was like okay, yes, I'm in love. It was just kind of like a process over getting to know you more, and that's something I used to be very withholding about, but because I used to be of the mindset of like, well, the more you say I love you, the more it diminishes meaning. But I've come to sort of realize that I do think that it's an infinite resource that you can pull from without diminishing it. Love is supposed to be something that's boundless, and like if you feel it, then it should be expressed.
Yeah.
And the moment I felt it for you was, I mean, like I said, not even just a moment, but like a swelling up of like, yes, this is like the person that I want to be with. And so I think just kind of me saying I love you was confirmation of like, yeah, this is where I need to be. So that's kind of, I think, what drew me to say I love you when I did was just the feeling of rightness.
I can very much agree with that feeling of rightness. I would say I feel the same way. It just feels right when I'm with you. Period. I think that I know it took me a while longer to say it to you.
Which is fair. I mean, I think you've mentioned I'm your first major relationship.
Yeah. I had a girlfriend in high school. We dated twice for 2 months. Clock that T.
Collectively or 2 months each?
2 months each time.
So 4 months.
4 months collectively. Oh, yeah. Yeah, now we've been together for almost 2 years. So whenever we hit 4 months, I had a little celebration within myself. So I was like, I just beat my longest relationship. But we also kissed, which I never did that with her. So like we already were leaps and bounds ahead of that relationship. But I think that whenever we went home for Christmas to my family.
Oh yeah.
And you got to experience them around Christmas time. And to have you there with me, it meant so much. Because I didn't know, like, I don't go home because it's not always a safe place for me. My Dutch relatives were here, so I knew I was going to be going home regardless of whether or not someone else was with me. Because I was going to see them, and they are safe to me. They made me feel incredibly safe whenever I was over there last summer. And they continue to make me feel safe as a, like, family member and stuff, too. But having you there with me gave me the ability to just be a little bit more calm around everyone. I say that. They did definitely take me off a few times. But you heard what they would say to me, so it's understandable. And that was them even acting on their best behavior because they know that you care about me. And that's like the first person in my life who they had to witness that from. So it's definitely interesting when you're on your family and experiencing love from somebody and it actually feel real and like good. But I do think that Christmas gave me like a whole nother level of love for you. I don't think I had felt love as deep as I did after that. just because you made me feel safe in front of people who have never made me feel safe. And yeah, for me, safety, security, and reciprocation are like top 3 things for me in a relationship, honestly, communication, which comes with those things. So for me to be able to feel like that about you just makes me feel lots of good things. We can move on into how polyamory shows up for us, and we can tell the listeners whether or not that was something we've always planned. They kind of already know that answer in a way, but I think that it's worth us kind of exploring why it started out the way that it did.
Yes, I mean, I have been practicing poly for a long time now.
7 years, right?
About that, yeah. About that. So I was in a relationship when we met, and I personally haven't done a lot of dating outside this relationship since that moment. But I think that when we both, found people that we want to, give our time to, or have a
rendezvous.
Yeah, a rendezvous with a fun experience with, that's something that we prioritize communication about. And it really is just a matter of communication, because I'm not one to be bothered or to be made jealous by my partner finding someone else attractive or wanting to, share a physical experience with another person.
Yeah.
That's just not really something that clocks on my jealousy radar for whatever reason.
Would you say you get more jealous if I like come to you and I'm like, I just had this really cool, extensive, long conversation with somebody about this huge philosophy thing?
I think if I knew you were romantically involved with a person, then like that's where jealousy comes in for me, rather than like sexually involved.
Yeah.
And I think those conversations do kind of play into that. So to that point, jealousy is a weird thing for me, and I think that's why polyamory comes to me naturally in the way that it does, is because from a young age I just understood sharing, and I think that as an adult that translated over to interpersonal relationships beyond just friendships. Like, I don't own your body, I don't own your heart, and vice versa. We've both done pretty good jobs of finding people to share ourselves with and share our hearts and minds with that understand that and are supportive of that. And to know that our bond is something steadfast that's not going to be broken by any other person entering the chat. That's
because the only people that can impact our relationship are us.
Exactly. Yeah. So I mean, I think that knowledge keeps me steady, and my trust in you keeps me steady in that.
Yeah.
So.
And I've talked about it before on here, but whenever we first started talking, and our communication was a little bit more sparing in between text messages, just because you had some other stuff going on with your life and that other relationship. And I've talked about it already on here. The communication was good enough to me to literally like heal my anxious attachment. Like it helped me a lot to sit back and know like you are coming to me, you are wanting me, like I'm the receiver in this situation. And that's not normal for me when it comes to the act of seeking someone out.
Yeah.
I'm not used to being on the receiving end of that. So it gave me that comfort and that security to know that you like me enough to keep coming back.
Yeah.
And that's where polyamory, I think, works really well for me, because I'm an active person within my community. Like I like seeing people and I like doing things with people almost every single day of the week.
Mm-hmm.
I see somebody that I love. So like that to me is super important. And I think that that's why this is super important to me too, is because I'm able to communicate and impact and like talk to other people without them being here physically. And I think jealousy and people thinking that when you're polyamorous, you don't have it. Like it's just gone and out of the relationship.
Yeah.
No, I get jealous. I get jealous of just sitting in the room with someone. Like I can sometimes get jealous over the smallest things that I shouldn't be jealous about. I need to look inward and say, why am I jealous? What am I actually jealous of? Am I afraid and not actually jealous? Is this coming from a place of fear? Is this coming from a place of feeling less than, worthless? Like, where is this coming from? Because I have a lot of those things that I have to think about and compound when I think about jealousy, because I think jealousy causes me to go deeper into my own mindscape. But compersion is something you introduced me to, and we've talked about it also a little bit on here, because we've talked about things on here, and how important compersion was in learning jealousy, and like understanding that jealousy can turn into compersion whenever you accept that that's a person you love and you want their happiness. Like compersion is wanting to see your partner happy, wanting to see them find pleasure with someone else. Like that's beautiful. And for you to be able to just openly, willy-nilly do that so easily inspires me to keep myself in that sphere of trying. Because this is my first relationship. I am still very new to it. Even almost 2 years in, like you haven't necessarily done as much exploration as I have, because you've already done all of those things years ago. So like we're at two different places in the polyamory cycle or journey, I guess. And I think we've also talked about how we fulfill a lot of each other's needs in the ways that we need to. Yeah. And I think I don't like looking at people as you fulfill a specific need for me, but that's kind of what life is what needs are being met, what needs aren't being met.
Yeah, and those things are ever shifting too, which is why people come in and out of your life.
Honestly, being polyamorous has made that more difficult, letting people go, because I get so connected to so many people that I don't want to see them go. So I know we've talked a lot about polyamory and how that plays its part in our relationship, but even if you all are not polyamory or practicing, think about the ways that you can redefine love and what that looks like for you. Because every single day we choose to be a different person. And so that means we get to choose to love differently for people too. So if you wake up one day and you're like, this person needs a little bit more love from the world or from me, spread it. Love is an endless, a boundless supply of energy and wealth. So abundantly love and abundantly change your love, because it's not a tangible resource. So you can do whatever you want with it.
But yeah, like you're great at making me feel seen and supported in those moments that I'm trying to sort of regulate myself. I think that you're really good at keeping me stable. So that's when I definitely feel seen by you.
I would like to be able to provide a space for a partner to be able to let out their feelings in any way without them feeling like they need to hide it or run from it. Because that's what we're like, to me, that's a partner's safe space. So if you would let me cry and scream and yell in your arms, which I have cried in your arms and I have screamed in front of you.
So I guess when you think about the future, whether that be like our future together, future partnerships that may come to you, things like that. Are you a planner, or are you more of a come what may the universe brings? How do you sort of grapple with those ideas of like the future and like even the concept of like a happily ever after or forever kind of, where does that fall in your mind?
Well, we're gonna have to get a little deep dark here for a second. Just
okay.
Like 0.2 seconds. 0.2 seconds.
I'm ready for it.
So, which you are already aware of this. I just had this feeling inside of myself, and I couldn't, in my mind, think of a future version of me past 25. Couldn't think of me, couldn't like imagine, or someone's like, picture this. I couldn't do it. I can imagine plenty of other things, but I could not imagine myself in the future. And I could not see like me with a family or me with children. But I think as I've aged, I've started, and now, hey, past 25, still alive, 26 now. I've just come to a point where I know I'm not guaranteed tomorrow. So I just have to go day by day and love how I want to. And that's with as much as I can give. I think we've talked about moving in together eventually.
Mm-hmm.
I'd love to have more fur babies that we can call ours. I know we haven't really talked about our stances on marriage, have we?
Not really.
So we could. I don't care about the like piece of paper part of it all.
Right.
I care about the level of commitment that it means, and like the focus of aptitude. So like,
yeah,
if we were to get married, that's just a way for us to signify to each other that we're bonded forever.
Right.
Or as long as we'll have each other, because this isn't no fucking Bible Belt situation where if we get married, we can't decide that we no longer want to be together in that way. But I think that that's why marriage is a hoax, because it is just there to trap people.
It's another construct at the end of the day.
Yeah.
That, it's another label like anything else, but I think what matters is the intention that you put behind it.
Yeah. I think when it comes to like the actual, like if we were to have a wedding, it would be small. For me. I don't think you or I would really want a big crowd of people there for the wedding part. Now for the reception, baby.
Yeah, that's the story.
Party! That's when that's happening. Okay? If I don't, and all my Judies better be there throwing ass. I also will have the best Judy and good Judies. I will not have brides or groomsmen and a best man. Be my best Judy and my good Judies up there with me.
Like that. So,
what about you? What about you?
I think I'm kind of in the same boat that I agree that like matrimony as a commitment thing is very real, but marriage itself is more of a, I don't know, it's a legal parameter based around the love that you share with somebody, which is an insane thing to even,
try and hatcher.
Right. To try to quantify or construct. But yeah, it's at the end of the day, I think that you decide what, could be good because marriage is, I think, very legitimate for people and very authenticating and very validating for people, which is why we had to fight for it so hard and continue to have to fight to keep it. It is part of the cishet, normative world that's been built to cage us in.
Yeah. If they take that away from us permanently again, we just need to admit something that's our own.
Yeah. Or just not have a legal system that is some arbitrary authority on who can be licensed.
And they place so much value on whether or not you are a married individual.
Right.
It costs more to live as a single individual. I would like to have 2 kids so that they could be 2 different people that I get to see, witness, and grow up and nurture and love on and just be a person that gets to care for them to the end of time.
Yeah.
But I also want to be a jam-ma. So that means I have to have kids so they can have kids so I can be a jam-ma to somebody.
True. Yeah, I think that eventually I would like to be a parent.
And I was actually trained on how to teach parenting to people, so I do have some actual experience in that field.
See.
And I had to parent myself, so got experience.
Yeah, you have to start somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have anything that you'd like to sort of close our time here together with?
Well, so. I think it's just important for each and every one of us to know and understand that our love is boundless, endless. It's just important to go out there and love on people.
Yeah.
And love on your friends, love on your family as much as you can tolerate, and just do whatever you can to put a smile on your own face. And that helping other people will do that to you. I promise. So do whatever you can as an individual to help somebody else have a good day. And if you have spare change, give your spare change to the homeless population, houseless population, because they are being persecuted in the current state of the union and this actual state of Oklahoma. So do your part, speak up for those voices who can't always be heard, and just love one another. Everybody say love. Love. I also think we should do the justice of introducing our very lovely tech man who hangs out behind our cameras. our friend Alex over here is going to be joining us. So I'm going to have Alex step onto one of these 3 cameras because we have 3, because we have such a great camera individual. As well as Ty, Alex has been the person behind our cameras, making sure that we all look gorgina. I've known Alex now for, 4 years?
Yeah, I don't know where to sit, so I'm just going to sit here.
That works. Okay. I mean, you're the camera person. You know where things go. Alex has been a very dear friend of mine for a very long time, and we've been through a lot of stuff together. And I just feel incredibly grateful that he's willing to give up some of his time and effort and energy and art to bestow it here with us. Alex, go ahead and tell everybody bye. Tell them who you are.
You can find me on link, Cash App, Venmo, and PayPal, Chase, Zelle.
At what?
Oh, shoot.
We'll put the links.
Give me some money. No.
Well, thank you guys for joining this episode of Queeries. It's been great having y'all again.
That's Ty.
This is Ty. That's Slayde.
And this has been Queeries Pod. Thank y'all so much for letting our love shine bright on this glorious evening. We love you, and we hope you love everyone around you too. Good night, everyone.
Good
Or
night.
good morning.
Or good evening.
Whatever it is. Everybody say gay!
Yay!
Gay! Yay!